Well, good morning, everyone, and happy Friday. It is April 2nd. Having a little bit of porch coffee. Everybody likes a little porch coffee from time to time. Well, I did not do any more videos yesterday. Um, in the last video I made, I had said that if I didn't do any more videos, that was a good sign. Well, I just didn't feel like doing any more videos because I was tired, but I did have more problems yesterday. It was very odd that I got the XFX 5700 XT to run for a few hours at a time, a couple of times, um, and then it would still do the same thing and crash. But I am here to report that we are up and mining on both cards right now, and they ran all night. All night. Been going at least, a good 9-10 hours probably. So I want to share another sip of coffee because I was up a little late working on it. I want to share 4 keys to success. And I like to use the acronym HPPD. And no, that's not a spicy transmitted disease. Hard work, perseverance, patience, determination. You see, the power supplies that I bought for my rig were brand new, gold-rated EVGA. One of the best and most well-respected power supply brands in the industry. So I would have never thought there was anything, amiss with the power supply or any of the components or cables or anything like that. But one more sip. But of course, I have been watching the card's performance, the sensors, the temperatures, the wattage, and everything very closely, especially when it would crash, to try to find out what was going on. And with the undervolt settings that I've been using to try to mine on the card, the wattage would be somewhere between 90 and 110 watts, depending on, how much I was cranking it up or down to try different things. But I would notice when the card would crash, 2 things would happen. The wattage that the card was pulling would drop to about 45 watts, somewhere between 45 and 50 watts. And the memory clock would plummet from, 1750, 1800, whatever, megahertz I had it set at the time. It would plummet back down to, 200 megahertz, as if the card was not working at all. Well, I mean working, but not under load, not performing operations. So last night, on a whim, and that seems to be how a lot of these troubleshooting exercises go. It's a lot of whim, basically. I decided to try a different power cord, a different cable, running from the power supply to the video card. I did have a single VGA cable that came with the power supply, mind you, and that was split at the end, going to both the 8-pin and the 6-pin power inputs on the video card, on the top of the video card. The Sapphire Nitro I have hooked up the same way, running like a dream. Of course, you know that. But I decided to try a different power cord cable configuration. I ran 2 separate VGA cables from different, VGA outputs on the power supply. I tried 2 separate ones. One cable running to the 8-pin slot on the video card, and one cable running to the 6-pin slot on the video card. And I must say, which I had to, reboot a time or two after making these changes, because I was also playing with the PCIe slots, which slots I had the video cards plugged into, just, trying weird things. Because at this point, you about have to try weird things because you've tried every other thing. But after I finally got the card to read and got the overclock and undervolt settings to take with the card with the new power cable configuration, it began mining last night at, I don't know, whatever time it was. Like I said, I was up late. It was probably 1 a.m. Sometime somewhere between 12 and 1 maybe. Which, I mean, I'm usually up that late because I'm a night owl anyway, but I'm certainly not usually working until that late. But anyway, it started mining, reading 95 watts. I watched it and watched it and watched it. 95 watts. It climbed up to 100, 101 watts a time or two. It kind of fluctuates a little bit, as the card runs the F-hash algorithm. But went to bed, it was running. Got up this morning, it was running. Just checked it a minute ago. Before this video, it was running. So folks, I think we had a power cable from the power supply that was either bad or that video card just doesn't like that configuration. The one cable running from the power supply to a splitter where both ends plug into the video card, which theoretically should be fine. It should be able to provide enough power that the card requires through that one cable. But I'm here to tell you right now, there are some strange and wonky things that go on with computer hardware. Which, of course, I'm kind of used to it because I've been dealing with computer hardware and software my whole life. But people who don't do that on a regular basis, I mean, very strange things happen. Certain components and hardware doesn't like certain things that doesn't really make sense. Sometimes the strangest thing will fix a problem. Troubleshooting is quite the exercise. It's not like you have, a 1, 2, 3 list. You can just be like, check off number 1, check off number 2, check off number 3. Oh, I tried those things and, they worked and that's great, or they didn't work, so I guess we got to get rid of the hardware. That's not how it works, folks. You got to put in the work. If you want to do the mine, you got to do the time. Because this computer hardware, it's a little bit loony at times. But anyway, I'm beginning to ramble, and I have taken up enough of your time. I'm going to go back inside because it's actually kind of chilly out here for April. Isn't that odd? I'm going to go back inside and see if that child's awake yet. She's asleep in the bed right now. But, happy Friday again. You guys have a wonderful start to your weekend. It's Easter weekend, so, have a happy holiday. And, I got a lot of work to do today also. Got to get that ground anchor installed in the concrete on the back porch. Finish installing my bagger, which on the mower, which I didn't finish yesterday because I was at Lowe's for 2 hours. But you know how that goes. Not able to find what you want, even though on the website it tells you there's 11 in stock and it tells you exactly where they're at, and you go there and it's just not there. And even the associate can't find it, but that's part of it. But you guys have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you next time. This is Crux Fish out.